After 6 5-star stages at the Tour de France, they move to day 7, the longest stage of the Tour de France in over 2 decades. Beginning in Vierzon, heading to Le Creusot, venue for 2 time trials in the past, this time a road stage after 249.1 kilometres. Points available again in the King of the Mountains competition. Competition had been on hold in the last few days. The racing, though, not so much. A hot day and a little bit of headwind towards the start didn't deter the attacks. It took a long time to peter out, but eventually a group of 29 riders would get up the road, including the yellow jersey. Yes, the leader of the Tour de France in the break. Tadej Pogacar having to chase. UAE Emirates missing out, with Vincenzo Nibali and Wout van Aert also very dangerous in the general classification. Mark Cavendish made it into the breakaway, and he'd pick up 20 points in the green jersey classification, extending his lead to 66 over his nearest competitor. A very good day in the break for Mark Cavendish. Inside the final 85 kilometres, the race would change. After a flattish start, the climbs came thick and fast. Mohorič and Van Moer attacked. The Slovenian champion there for Bahrain victorious. Victor Kapenaerts and Jasper Stuyven counter-attacking with just under 50 kilometres to go. They look good after making across quick. Patrick Conrad, though, despite showing strong legs, will be able to get to the front. Onto the Signal du Champ, the hardest climb so far in the Tour de France, making its debut in the race. Matej Mohorič chose that as the moment to leave behind the competitors. Back in the main group of favourites, Richard Carapaz would attack. Primož Roglič would lose contact and will be on his way to losing quite a bit of time. Van Aert and Van der Poel wanting to try and affect the race, but at this stage, inside the last 8Ks, it was clear that they weren't going to catch the leader on the day. This was about the general classification. The emotion clear on the face of Matej Mohorič, already a stage winner at the Giro and the Vuelta, now a stage winner at the Tour de France, and on a very special day indeed. Disaster in the first few days, with Haig crashing out, redemption for Bahrain, and a win for Mohorič. Second place went to the brilliant Jasper Stuyven, and behind, even Van der Poel would sprint for bonus seconds. Court would take those. Van der Poel, though, would keep the yellow jersey for yet another day. Van Aert moving up into second place. Carapaz had looked like he's taken some time, but chasing him down, Movistar team making sure he'd gain absolutely nothing. Former youth world champion Mohorič produced a performance that would have been loved around the world. Mohorič, Stuyven, Court, with Van der Poel and Asgreen making up the top 5. Nibali took time back too in the general classification, but Primož Roglič would lose well over 3 minutes to his immediate rivals, suffering from injuries and coming across the line without a teammate in sight. Questions to be answered for Jumbo-Visma. A resounding answer always given by Mathieu van der Poel, and he still leads the Tour de France. 30 seconds his lead over Wout van Aert. Asgreen, Mohorič, Pogacar in the top 5. Pogacar at 3:43, but it's the difference between him and his fellow rivals that everybody will be looking at as the riders head into the Alps. Good memories for Julien Alaphilippe, returning to the scene of a previous victory. Le Grand Bornand, 150 kilometres, and our opening first category climbs of the Tour de France, with bonus seconds available at the top of the Col de la Colombière. UAE Emirates already forced to work harder than they would have ever imagined. Tomorrow, stage 8 will be another big day for that. The Tour de France is wide open, the race is on, and there's still quite a way to go to Paris.